So this is my place of sanctuary. This is a place I come when my soul needs a bit of rest, when everything in the real world, everything in my street, everything on the news, everything that life bombards, adverts on telly even, they become overwhelming. And this is a place where actually my soul feels at rest, that I feel safe. I feel secure here. And I guess for so many of us this year, we've been looking for a place of sanctuary. We've been looking for a place. And if we think back to, I think for Mary and Joseph on that journey to Bethlehem, they were looking for sanctuary. They were looking for a safe place, a place for Mary to give birth. They were looking, seeking sanctuary. And then I was thinking about, before that, where was sanctuary? The nation of Israel was supposed to be sanctuary. It was supposed to be that safe place, that place that offered security, that place that offered peace, the place that offered protection, that offered sanctuary. But yet it wasn't, was it? It was a place that ended up in war, with refugees, with people in famine, with widows not being looked after. It wasn't a place of sanctuary. And then we come to Bethlehem, and I imagine it was noisy, it was busy, and Mary and Joseph were looking for a place of sanctuary, looking for a place of peace. And then I think about today's sanctuaries. Those places that are secure for us, those places that are safe for us, those places where our soul is at peace and at rest. I think of my bed, my place of sanctuary. Do you know what? I go there to have a jolly good cry sometimes when all the things of the world hurt so much, when it feels so heavy, that is a place of sanctuary, a place where I feel safe and secure. I think about our church building, that for me and so many, that is a place of sanctuary. That is a place where people feel they can come and be safe. They feel that they are welcomed. They feel there is a hand to support and help them. That is sanctuary. For some of us, our holidays feel like sanctuary, but actually, when we think about the stress of getting there, the preparation, actually, is that sanctuary? And I guess just take a moment. Where is your sanctuary? Where is the place that you feel safe? Where is the place that your soul feels at rest? And then I think of Mary, a heavily pregnant teenager. How on earth would she feel that she had sanctuary in Bethlehem? The noise, the hustle and bustle, the fear of childbirth. I don't know where sanctuary was then for her, but yet, and this is the bit that absolutely blooming blows my mind, and yet she gave birth to sanctuary. See, it's not a place we can find, is it? I like being here. I find this relaxing. I find peace. I find that I can stop and talk and think to God. So I'm just watching my dog jump in the water. But yet Mary gave birth to a sanctuary that never ever changes. That isn't a place that you have to go to find it. It's not a place that we have to seek out, that we have to prepare to go to. She gave birth to somebody who is about peace, about justice. She gave birth to the Son of Man, the Son of God, a person of sanctuary, not a place we can go to, not sitting down the end of the garden with a glass of wine, but someone who is sanctuary in the middle of a busy day, for someone who is sanctuary when our hearts are broken, a person who is sanctuary that does not change when everything else has changed this year. Jesus hasn't. He himself is sanctuary, and we're all seeking, aren't we? We're all seeking to find that. When everything else shifts and changes, we're all seeking for sanctuary, and yet sanctuary was born at Christmas. A person that we can constantly talk to, that is constantly journeying with us, that does not leave us, does not forsake us. Emmanuel, God with us, God our sanctuary. And that is what we offer to the world. Not just the practical stuff, but actually the real stuff. Our church isn't about a place of sanctuary. Our church is sanctuary because we offer Jesus. I'm often struck by, if any of you ever seen the Hunchback of Notre Dame Disney film, there's a piece in there where Esmeralda comes in and claims sanctuary, that the church is the place where she feels safe. She knows the government cannot get her there. And she sings the most beautiful song that makes me cry every time I hear it, about the church being her place of security and safety, that God is there for his people, for the weak and the oppressed. And that is why Jesus was born at Christmas, because God is our sanctuary. Not a building, not a nice woods, not even your summer house with a glass of wine. That feels peaceful, but Jesus was born at Christmas to be our constant sanctuary. To change the fact that Israel as a nation was supposed to be a safe place, a place of sanctuary, a country of safety. But yet actually that changed because Jesus himself is sanctuary. And when we're seeking peace, we're not going to find it in the woods even. We're not going to find it from politicians, from pop stars, from buying stuff at Christmas. We might all feel better for a little bit, but actually real sanctuary will only come from recognising that this Christmas sanctuary was born to us. For unto us a son is born, the King of all creation. And for Mary, in a place of chaos, of noise, of dirt, uncertainty and fear, sanctuary arrived to her. Just blows my mind, really, and I love it. So this Christmas, I guess for all of us, we're not seeking a place that is sanctuary. We are seeking a person who is sanctuary, and it doesn't take anything more than just sitting down and being with him. There's no magic to it. There's no special noise or smells or dressing up you have to do. We just have to sit and listen to the really quiet whisper of God, the person of sanctuary, Jesus Christ. Amen.
So, carrying on from sanctuary, I was kind of hoping that a really good friend of mine would be able to come and chat about some of her work that she has been doing out in Calais, supporting unaccompanied children who are from families seeking asylum, who have had to leave areas of war, of conflict, of incredible poverty, and travel thousands and thousands of miles. However, she is incredibly busy, sadly, as you would imagine. So I've had a good chat with her, and we've talked a lot about what does sanctuary mean to those children. What is sanctuary? And actually, the general thing that came out is a place where you can go to sleep and not feel frightened. And think about that for so many of us, that doesn't even figure. We might fall asleep, we might not sleep well, we might wake up again, we might have trouble sleeping, but actually we are not going to be sleeping in a place where there are bombs, where there are people that can come in through a flimsy tent and hurt us or exploit us. Sanctuary is a place where you can sleep knowing you are safe. And how privileged are we that we get to live in a place that is that. I had a young lad, a 17-year-old actually. I'm sure you might be able to hear Henry's music from upstairs. He's same age as our son Henry, 17-year-old young man who came into hospital. He is from Ethiopia. He had managed to get himself all the way to the UK. He came into hospital 2 weeks ago with a significant injury. And he basically had been exploited, as you could imagine, that, to get to where you want to go, to get to that place of safety, to get to that place of sanctuary, people will use your vulnerability. People will use your age. People will use the fact you have nobody around you who is keeping you safe. And that is what's happened to this young man. He managed to get into the UK, but actually in doing so, the people that got him into the UK were exploiting him. They've been making him run drugs. They've been making him do some horrible, horrible things, and basically saying, and if you don't, then we are then going to give you to the police and you will be deported. So this young man came in with this very significant injury, having tried to escape from these people. In those 2 weeks that we've kind of been supporting him, his place of sanctuary is the hospital, because actually he could go to sleep not being frightened. He could go to sleep with his tummy full of hospital food. I mean, most of us, if we get the choice, we don't want it. But actually, when you have been so hungry, when your basic needs haven't been met, of health, of somewhere safe and warm and having your tummy filled with food, then actually, hospital food really isn't that bad. But for him, hospital was sanctuary. After a few days of trying to find somebody who could speak his mother tongue, who could speak his language, he spoke a particular dialect of Ethiopian, we managed to find a healthcare assistant in the hospital who could speak to him. And it was absolutely magical. His whole face, somebody understood him. Somebody who he could tell his story to, somebody who he could ask what was going on and why these doctors were doing these different things, because he didn't know. And to him, hospital became sanctuary. We have now been able to support him, and he is now moving to a safe place, a place where he will have supported living, a place that is a therapeutic place, that he will get the right support he needs. But yet, all that he went through to find sanctuary. And as I said earlier, sanctuary for most of us isn't a place. We are very fortunate, aren't we? We have a place that is warm. We might not want some of the food we got in a cupboard because we might be a bit fussy, but actually, for a lot of us, we're going to be all right. Whereas for a family, for a boy, a child who has travelled thousands and thousands of miles, hospital became his sanctuary. And I know Head's collected the stuff for On Trade, and I guess just kind of want to challenge us all that, we will always come across people whose journeys we know nothing about, whose stories we know nothing about, whose pain we don't get and we're never going to get. But actually, how can we help them find sanctuary? Whether that's a place of sanctuary, or whether that's the person of sanctuary, or whether actually that is both. I'll leave us to ponder that.